Okay, let's just dive right in. It's 2026, and the entire game has changed. The biggest threats out there, they're not what we've been trained to look for. They're not just trying to get into our computers anymore. They are targeting the very idea of trust itself. And this quote from Security Week, it absolutely hits the nail on the head. We're past the point of just hacking systems. Now it's about hacking our belief in what's real. Attackers are actually weaponizing the things we use to connect with each other: our sight, our hearing, our relationships. So, to show you what I mean, let me tell you a story. And it all starts with this number: $25 million. That is how much a finance clerk at a huge multinational firm right in Hong Kong was told to transfer. And the request? It came from the company's most senior executives. It seemed urgent, sure, but totally legitimate. But here's the thing, this was not some simple phishing email with a bunch of typos. No, the clerk was on a full-blown video conference call. He saw his colleagues, he heard them speak. But it was all a fabrication. Every single person on that call, except for him, was a sophisticated, real-time, deep fake. That story from Hong Kong, that wasn't just a one-off. It wasn't a fluke. It's the result of something much, much bigger, what we're now calling the industrialization of deception. AI is taking fraud from this manual, human-to-human thing and turning it into a vast, automated system that just runs 24/7. And you can really see the shift here. Old scams were small, they were generic, and you could usually spot them, right? A spelling mistake here or a weird phrase there. But AI-powered scams, they operate on a massive global scale. They are hyper-personalized, scraping your social media for tiny details to make them believable. And the realism? Well, it's getting to the point where it's literally indistinguishable from reality. So, what are the tools actually making all this possible? Let's take a look at the new weapons in the criminal's arsenal. Let me ask you a question. What do you think a scammer can do with just 3 seconds of your voice? Maybe from a video you posted online, or a podcast you were on, or even a voicemail that got leaked. Just 3 seconds. The answer is pretty much anything they want. 3 seconds. That's all it takes for an AI now to create a perfect, emotionally convincing clone of your voice. This is the tech behind the new wave of grandparent scams, where you get a frantic call from a loved one who sounds exactly like them, saying they're in trouble and they need money right now. And believe me, it gets even crazier. The real game changer is something called agentic AI. Now, don't think of these as just tools. Think of them as autonomous agents, like an army of evil interns working around the clock. They can research you, find your weak spots, build a perfect personalized trap, and then run the whole scam campaign without any human ever touching a keyboard. You see, this isn't just about a few clever pieces of technology. This is a whole new criminal ecosystem. A complete architecture of attack has been built. And the money behind this, it's just staggering. I mean, look at the data. AI-powered scams are 4.5 times more profitable than the old ways of doing things. And they let criminals target 9 times more victims. That's a massive return on investment, and it just fuels more and more innovation in this dark economy. And get this, you don't even have to be a tech wizard to pull this off anymore. Welcome to the world of scam as a service. For as little as a couple $100, any criminal can just subscribe to these toolkits on the dark web. It's basically Amazon Web Services, but for creating deepfakes, cloning voices, and launching attacks. So let's see how this all comes together in one of the most psychologically brutal scams out there: pig butchering. First, the AI bots spend weeks, sometimes months, building deep emotional trust. They create these sticky personas. Then, once the victim is, fattened up with trust, the AI suggests this amazing, can't-miss investment on a fake crypto site. And then comes the end. They drain the person's life savings. And the way these attacks get to you has changed too. It's not your email inbox anymore. No, in 2026, the real battleground is your web browser. Attackers use things like poisoned search results and even fake "I'm not a robot" CAPTCHA tests to trick you. It has become the easiest place for them to win your trust and then to completely shatter it. But look, this isn't a totally one-sided fight. The threat has gotten so huge that governments all over the world are finally scrambling to fight back, and they're doing it with some serious new laws and enforcement.
So in the US, the Department of Justice has spun up a whole new division just for national fraud enforcement to coordinate these massive investigations. And at the same time, you've got agencies like the CFPB telling lenders, hey, you can't just hide behind some black box AI. You have to explain exactly why your algorithm denied someone credit.
Over in the United Kingdom, their Online Safety Act is now fully in effect, and the regulator, Ofcom, has some serious teeth. We're talking about the power to fine social media platforms up to 10% of their entire global revenue if they don't protect users with what they're calling a triple shield. And the European Union has rolled out what's probably the most comprehensive plan of all with its AI Act. It's built on a risk-based model that just flat out bans unacceptable risk AI. That means things like social scoring systems or tools built specifically for harmful psychological manipulation. They're illegal. And the fines can go up to 35 million euros. Now, government action is absolutely critical, but the real front line of this battle, it's personal. So let's talk about what you can do right now to build your own personal defense plan. This is probably the single most powerful, low-tech defense you have against these high-tech scams. It's the safe word strategy. Okay, step 1. Agree on a totally unique word or phrase with your family, and you have to do this in person. Step 2, never, ever store it digitally. Don't text it, don't email it. Step 3, if you get a panicked call from a loved one from a weird number, you ask for the safe word. And step 4, and this is the most important one, if they can't provide it, hang up. Just hang up and call them back on the number you already have for them. And beyond the safe word, there are other simple habits you can build. First, make your social media accounts private. That limits the amount of data scammers can scrape. Second, use inside jokes or personal questions about shared memories as another layer of verification. And for work, you have to insist that any high-risk requests, like changing bank info, get confirmed through a verified internal channel, like Teams or Slack, not just over a random phone call. Of course, technology can help too. And while no tool is perfect, there are some really powerful deepfake detectors coming out. Intel's Fake Catcher, for instance, has a 96% accuracy rate. And you want to know how? It analyzes something an AI can't fake easily: the subtle changes in blood flow in a person's face on video. Pretty amazing, right? These tools can give you that crucial second opinion. But ultimately, it all comes down to this. The most reliable defense isn't going to be a new piece of software. It's a fundamental change in our own behavior. We have to start refusing to verify who someone is through channels like voice and video that we now know can be perfectly faked. Which really leaves us all with a pretty big question. In a world of perfect fakes, where the line between what's real and what's artificial is just completely dissolving, what are you going to choose to trust?